Today, we're going to break down the anatomy of a modern home service business. You know, the kind that looks at your house not just as a bunch of parts, but as one single living system. We're going to use one company's public info as our guide to see how they pull it all together, from old school pipes to brand new smart tech. Let's get right into it.
So, let's start with a question to get you thinking. When you look around your house, what do you really see? Just walls and a roof? Or is there something more complex going on? What would you say is the nervous system of your home?
Well, it's this incredibly complex web of pipes carrying water, wires carrying power, and ducts moving air. This is the network that turns a plain old structure into a living, breathing home. And learning how to manage this entire system, well, that's where a modern service business really finds its groove.
To really understand any business, you have to start with the why, right? What's the mission? What's the human drive behind it all? So let's take a look at the founder's philosophy, straight from the source.
See, it all starts with just a genuine curiosity. Not just, how do I fix this leaky pipe, but how does this whole system work together? That perspective is absolutely key. It's about seeing the home not as a list of separate problems, but as one big interconnected machine.
And here's the next really important layer. The technical fascination, it meets real human impact. I mean, let's be real. When a pipe bursts in your basement or your heat dies in the middle of winter, it is incredibly stressful. So the driving force here isn't just about solving a tricky puzzle, it's about giving people back their peace of mind.
And this is really where it all comes together. That curiosity and that compassion get funneled into a business built on one thing: trust. The promise becomes super simple. We do good work and we treat you right. And that combination, right there, that's the DNA of the whole operation.
Okay, so we've got the why. Now let's pivot to the what. What kind of services does it actually take to manage a home's entire nervous system? Well, it turns out it's a pretty huge universe. Let's break it down, starting with water management. Think of it as the home's circulatory system. This is everything from your basic pipe repair all the way up to sump pumps, and even some really heavy-duty stuff like hydrojetting to clear out impossible clogs. It's a total soup-to-nuts approach to how water moves in and out of your house.
Next up, the home's respiratory system, the air you breathe. And this goes way beyond just making it hot or cold. What's so interesting here is the focus on total air quality. We're talking humidifiers, purifiers, ventilation. It shows this deeper understanding that comfort isn't just about the temperature on the thermostat, it's about how healthy the air is.
And this is where the old school trades meet modern technology. This is the home's brain. We're not just talking about installing a furnace, we're talking about integrating a smart thermostat that learns your habits. It's not just fixing a leak, it's installing a smart valve that can shut off the water and prevent a flood before it even starts. This is proactive, not just reactive. So, offering all these services is super impressive, but it really doesn't mean a thing if people don't trust you, right? So how does a company like this build that foundation of trust? Well, it all comes down to two things: credentials and people.
And here it is, the proof, right in black and white. These aren't just claims of expertise, they are verifiable, public licenses for every major trade they cover: plumbing, HVAC, electrical. This level of transparency, it's not a nice to have. For building real trust, it's completely non-negotiable. But, trust isn't just about a license number on a document. The company immediately puts faces to the credentials. It's such a simple but powerful reminder that behind every service call, there's a team of actual people who are going to show up at your door. Knowing who is doing the work is just as important. And finally, a huge part of trust is just being local. By clearly defining their turf in the Chicago suburbs, they're not just setting a business boundary, they're planting a flag as part of the community. The message is clear. This isn't some faceless national chain. We're your neighbors.
Okay, so we've seen the why, the what, and the how. But let's zoom out. What's the big picture here? What does this all mean for you, the homeowner? This is the so what of it all.
Here it is, the key takeaway. The old days of calling one guy for the faucet, a different company for the furnace, and a third person for the Wi-Fi thermostat, that era is fading. What we're seeing now is the rise of the integrated home system manager, one single point of contact who gets how all the pieces are supposed to work together.
And that gives us a really powerful framework. Whether you're thinking about hiring this company or any other one, this whole case study basically hands you a checklist. Do they have a clear mission? Can they handle the whole system? Are there licenses out there for you to see? And do they make trust a priority?
Which brings us to one last thought to chew on. Our homes are getting smarter and more complex every single day, packed with sensors and software. So, is this the future? Will the handyman of tomorrow need to be part plumber, part HVAC technician, and part IT specialist all rolled into one? It's a pretty fascinating question about where all of this is headed.